everyone. Welcome to our penultimate episode of Vampire the Masquerade. I am Simon at Wandering DM. Thank you, Valaksha, for the nice comment. Yes, it is something that I strive to do with all my shows. I am Simon at Wandering DM. Today I'll be playing Sid Zimmerman for the second to last time. The Gangrel Detective, one half of the Vamdads, and a repentant rebel. I have with me a cast of amazing players and an amazing storyteller. Let's go around the table, introduce themselves, but first, thank you so much for the resub. First, I want to thank all of our sponsors here at Wandering DM. I would like to thank Magen Press, makers of 5th edition D&D supplements. You can check them out at store.magenpress.com or use the panel down below. If you use code WanderingDM at checkout, you get 15% off anything that you purchase. Next up is Found Familiar, the coffee company. They make amazing coffee and are sponsors of a lot of our shows. You can find them at foundfamiliar.com. If you use code WanderingDM, you get 10% off. And if you live in the continental United States, you have free shipping if you order for $50 of coffee or more. And last but not least, through the Diceomancy program, we are partnered with Level Up Dice. Level Up Dice is a company that makes very, very beautiful dice made out of stone, semi-precious stones, or metal. They sometimes give us sets to give away. We are currently a level 1, almost level 2 Diceomancer. Basically, we get XP whenever you click on the purple torch down below, or whenever you use that link to buy a set of dice. Our next giveaway, whenever we reach level 2, will be a set of Wandering DM branded dice. So, dice that are will be extremely rare, for I'm only allowed to have a certain number of them. So, be sure to click on the link if you want to help. Now, let's go around the table. Tell us who you are, who you'll be playing. And I'll begin with a returning player after a long period of absence. It's alright, we all know how real life and work can get in the way. Scott, welcome back.
Thank you. I am Scott at Berserker_Rage on Twitch and Twitter. I will be playing Alexander Erickson today for the second to last time.
And we have with us our 2 vampire children. Let us begin with our son, Quentin.
The favorite in the family. Hi, Quentin in real life, at Dragon in the chat and on the Twitter and internet places. Today I'm going to be playing Herschel Akers, the adorable Nosferatu, and yeah, I'll pass it to Auden. Wherever, that way.
That way. She's.
Who cares where you're pointing? I'm still mad you called yourself the favorite.
I am favorite among 50% of our dads.
Yeah, well, I'm baby, so. Yep. No, I'm Alyssa. No, I'm not actually on St. James. I have become one. I think I'm just flustered because it is our second to last game, but no, I'm Alyssa or Xander Slamilton and everything, but playing Auden St. James, the real favorite.
And this adventure, this whole chronicle, would not have been possible without a storyteller. And in this case, it's Deirdre. Hi.
Hello all, welcome back. It's time to see how this chronicle might end, at least between the last 2 episodes. Some interesting things have been happening. There were hunters and rekindling acquaintances with long forgotten friends. Then there was attempting to deal with and hunt down wayward sires, sneaking into a plastic surgeon's office at Park and 73rd, making a new friend of a ghostly sort that's now following Herschel around, capturing said wayward sire, returning, getting Rebecca to help Sid use this person that unfortunately is, Sid's sire, to recover the missing time that Sid had, that 20 period, almost 20 years period that was missing, discovering that Sid had been part of an unwilling part and party to the Tremere gang girl plot to create artificial turned vampires. Discovering that part of the reason he was missing a whole shit ton of time is because he spent most of that time frenzied to hell. Which I guess doesn't really help him in the long run, but it does kind of help him in the short, doesn't help him in the flashback, but it does help remember what he is. And then you decided that you needed further information from Eckhard. Well, as you knew him, Eckhard Stein, but apparently his actual name is Waldenstein, and answers to the title of Graf, and has some association with the Austro-Hungarian Empire. So you decided to cash in your favor with Veronique Mobiliard and Sofia de Verenos, and have Veronique and Sofia attempt to, break Eckhard. You discovered that Veronique can roll very well when it comes to dominate, to the point that she's actually currently physically dominating his involuntary motor control, and using that as a form of torture, where she can just cause all of his muscles to spasm because his brain says that they will do so, and cause massive amounts of pain. Because dominate is best. You had Sophia there to kind of hold him in place, because giant black smoke-like tendrils are very effective as restraints. And when we left off, you had also discovered that some information you could not get because it was physically impossible for him to share that information, those Tremere Gaius things. You called for Rebecca to see if she could come and break that Gaius. And thank you, Pope. It was horrific. And we left off with, the fear that there were more of these artificially turned vampires somewhere, that the Justicar hadn't actually removed all of the Tremere holdings from the city. And a door opening in the penthouse with a figure entering. But what we're going to do is actually rewind the clock a couple hours and go back to the brownstone. As Alexander, you hear the door close as Sid kind of shouts up the stairs that he and the children are going to see Rebecca to deal with things. You might want to call a cleaners for your space. Just throwing that out there. And there is a very large message left for you on your bathroom mirror.
Oh, yeah.
A very large message left on my bathroom mirror.
Also,
Yeah.
be careful when you open your door.
Also be careful. We haven't gotten there yet.
Oh, yeah. So you're fine for now.
You're fine now. On your bathroom mirror, you see a giant lipstick red heart, classic Chanel, like heart red, a phone number, and a lipstick kiss that Queenie left for you.
All right. Make sure we take down the number, put that into the contacts.
What are you listed under on the contacts?
Just Q.
Just Q.
Just Q.
Great. Good to know. Filing that away. Not relevant for anyone else. As you open the door to leave, as you hear the others depart, could you roll me an awareness, perception awareness? It's only a 5, but you're slightly, well.
Oof.
Scott's rolls, man. With those 0 successes, you don't notice until you step on it the shards of broken mirror that have been thrown at your door. And you look down and you realize that's the remains of the like valet mirror that's was hanging right inside your vestibule, you know, the mirror with a ledge and the coat hook under it so that you could stop and check your appearance before you walked out the door.
Mm-hmm.
You also see small remains of like lipstick on that glass as well.
I have no idea what happened here. I will text Elizabeth and actually before I do that, I'm gonna look around and see if there's anything else that's destroyed here.
No. It looks like somebody took it off the wall downstairs and chucked it at your door.
I'm going to text Elizabeth and let her know that, yes, we need a cleaner at the house. There's a bit of a mess. And then I'm immediately texting Auden. What happened?
Auden, right about now, you and Rebecca... Oh, no, you've just gotten to Rebecca's, and your phone buzzes.
Yeah, I'm not answering it right now.
You don't answer it right now. Alexander, as you're texting Auden, your phone rings. It's a New York area code. It's actually a 212 area code. Old New York number.
Mm-hmm.
Not a 718, but a 212. But it's not a number you have saved in your phone.
I'll answer it.
Your associate, Mr. Zimmerman, he has appropriated something.
That's Mr. Zimmerman's business. Who is this?
Hadar. Now, you would know that name. You would be... I'm not going to take agency away from you. He is in the other important NPCs.
The Scourge.
Yes, he is one of the two important NPCs. He is the important NPCs. He is one of the two Scourges of New York. What is Alexander's response about getting a direct phone call from the Scourge?
It's not good. However, we've had direct audience with the prince, so I'm not as concerned. What do I owe the pleasure of receiving a phone call from the Scourge?
Has Mr. Zimmerman become... Well, I'll be at your establishment in about an hour. We must discuss in person.
All right. That's fine. I'll be here.
Well, I will see you then.
Pleasure. And I'll hang up the phone and immediately text Sid.
Sid, what did you do with your phone when you were about to go undergo this ritual with Rebecca?
I assume it's in my pocket.
The phone buzzes, and this is part of Rebecca's, this is probably right about the time Rebecca is being slightly put out that Herschel is accusing her of being a witch and stealing children.
Just a second. I'll fetch for the phone.
And it's just a text that reads, "Hey, why am I getting random phone calls from the Cambrilla Scourge?" And then immediately followed up by, "They're looking for you."
I have no clue.
So, business as usual. ... And then followed up by, I know where they went, correct? Or I just know they've left.
You heard them leave.
I didn't hear where they were going.
I did Sid, did you? No, you didn't call out because you watched Queenie leave out the front door and you're just like, I'm not gonna bother him right now.
Mm-hmm.
No, you're just like,
Okay. Out of curiosity, where are you?
Veronique's place.
Okay.
you're
And then
not there yet, you're still at Rebecca's.
I was at Rebecca's? But no, I thought Rebecca came to...
No, Rebecca, you went and you did the ritual in Rebecca's place.
Right, that's true.
Her garden in the warehouse with the grassy knoll where you know.
So that's before we brought him to...
Before you brought him to Veronique.
Okay.
So you would say expect that you're at Rebecca's.
Yeah,
Okay.
at Rebecca's.
Just going to say okay and then immediately delete his response from my phone.
Cool. Can you roll me perception alertness? Or perception occult, either one of those two.
Okay. Difficulty 6.
Yes. It's not difficult.
2 successes.
As you're standing around, where are you at this point having this conversation?
I'm probably outside of my room, standing on the broken mirror, looking over, I guess, looking down towards the foyer, or down to the next floor.
Yeah. You look down, blink a couple times, and look again, and there is a short, very nerdy looking businessman ghost crawling around the ceiling of the second floor, looking at the light junction point where the chandelier pins to the floor of the. He's got kind of frizzy hair, very Jewish-looking, kind of Coke bottle glasses.
And I can see this ghost?
Yes.
Who the hell are you?
He kind of looks up at you and waves. Lewis! There's a ghost in your wiring. I'm checking for it.
There's a ghost in my wiring.
Yeah, that's what Herschel said.
Hi,
Herschel said I could come visit. I could stay here. My name's Lewis.
All right, Lewis, here's the deal. You stay either in the basement or the floor you've appropriated to. You come to this floor and I will have you exorcised.
You just see this kind of like sad puppy face, but he just nods. Okay.
Good.
Okay.
Abide by those rules and you can remain here on this plane of existence.
He just kind of perks up a little bit. I'm helpful. I can help.
You know what would help is if you make your way to the basement and find a nice place to sit there and wait for Herschel to come back.
Okay, but I'm checking. Okay, I can check down there. There are all those machines down there. Your ghost in the wiring might be down there. You're right. And he just like floats to the stairs and then kind of forgets that he's a ghost and like walks down the stairs.
It's practical. I like it.
Other than that, the house is quiet for a while.
This is odd. I don't get this very often.
The doorbell rings about 35 minutes after you hung up with the Scourge.
Either he's extremely early or this is someone else. I better go check. And I'll go answer the door.
Hadar is standing on the doorstep.
Well, assuming time must operate differently for you, so I'll invite him in.
He's very polite. Hadar is Persian, goatee and beard, short cropped hair that he's kind of styled spikily. Looks very like intentionally messy. He is wearing a very nicely cut business suit, but it doesn't look quite as, it's not one of your Zanga, but it's not necessarily, it's not off the, if it's off the rack, he's had serious alterations done to it. But, not cheap. In a kind of like a little bit longer style coat, a little bit more like Indian subcontinent kind of style suit coat, but still like a mix of East and West fusion fashion going. He just raises an eyebrow at you as you invite him. He's very polite, very formal in his manners.
And I'll invite him in back past Sid's office into the conference room.
You would notice that there are a large number of cases of books littered in Sid's office.
And as he passes, I'll kind of shut the door to Sid's office just because that's a giant mess.
It is. There are like cases and cases of books. You enter into the conference room. He does not sit, but he waits for you.
And then I'll follow him in, but I won't sit either.
You and Mr. Zimmerman were doing a favor for
We were tasked with something, so we were addressing that.
It had run into certain of my sphere.
Then you're probably aware that it was directly from the prince.
Yes. That is not my current concern. Your actions at approval. My concern ties to what your choice of the going forward might be, and whether those might be an impediment to my tasks.
I have no direct qualms with Mr. Stein. That's all to Mr. Zimmerman.
Mr. Stein has been sanctioned. The prince no longer acknowledges him. He has been offered to Mr. Zimmerman. It is not my problem.
Then what exactly is your visit for?
Will Mr. Zimmerman be causing a mess in New York that he caused in LA?
To my knowledge, I'm not exactly sure what happened in LA. That's why we need Mr. Stein, so we can find that out.
He does not recall. You do not know.
I do not. Mr. Stein's aware, as far as I know.
This
That's why we require him.
is a piece of information that changes some things. Do you know where Mr. Zimmerman currently is?
Unfortunately, no, I do not. I was indisposed, and he left probably, let's see, well, about an hour or so ago.
Perhaps you could call him and we could speak in person together.
Certainly. And I'll attempt to call Sid.
By about this time, you have left Rebecca's and made your way up to Veronique's. You are in the middle of your conversation with Veronique before she really gets involved in her treatment with Eckhard. And Sid, your phone buzzes.
Take it out. Look at the message.
Did you text or call, Alex?
Unfortunately, I went straight for the call.
Yeah, what is it?
I have the Scourge here with me. He wishes to speak with you in person. I'm not exactly sure what you're doing right now, but I'm positive that you're busy.
Yeah. Can he, can I don't know, talk to him on the phone or something?
He wanted it to be in person. And I'll look over at him. Mr. Zimmerman's indisposed at the moment.
This kind of conversation is best had in person.
Hey, Alex.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let him know that as soon as my business is done, I'll go to him. Just let me know where he is, and yeah, I'll go and meet up with him.
All right, well, he's here at the Brownstone. I'll keep him here.
Okay. All right.
All right, very well. And I'll hang up. So, he again is indisposed. He will be returning shortly, I'm sure. You're more than willing to wait, or you can return later if you so wish.
You just see him slowly blink. That slow blink and then focus. You would know that Hadar is one of the few Assamites in this city. And he has vowed and served. And for some reason, there's rumor that there was a personal oath of fealty to the queen, the prince. But he's been here for years. No one's quite sure. And he just kind of glints a smile at you. And pulls out his phone, taps it twice, looks at it, nods, put his phone back in his pocket and says to you, like this very deadpan look on his face, but that kind of glint of a hunting cat menace in his eyes. Not quite smiling, but why don't we both go see him? I think that would be an appropriate response at the moment.
Very well.
Are you aware that your abode smells like wolf?
I mean, it's an acquired smell.
I don't like lupines. After you.
Very well.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You don't know about the lupine in your basement?
Ah, absolutely not. We have a lupine in the basement?
Have
Oh,
we defined
shit.
the
The dog?
We do?
We have a dog. Does he not mean the dog?
He does not mean the dog.
He does not mean the dog.
Is that all he smells?
That's all he's reacting to at the moment. He just kind of gestures for you to go first.
All right, and I'll actually head out.
And we're going to come back to the penthouse. As you are walking or trying to interrogate Eckhard, and while Veronique is slightly enjoying the sadistic power that she has had over Eckhard Waldenstein, Graf of the Austro-Hungarian Empire. And she looks up a half second before you do as the door opens. And Sid, you see Alexander. Could you roll me a... What is it again? It is... just perception alertness can work for this.
Sure. Sorry. Mike's in the wait 2 seconds. Perception alertness. Nothing. Uh-oh, I'm starting to roll like shit.
You just see Alexander kind of appear there in the doorway.
Hey.
Evening.
You here for the party?
And I'll step in further and then allow Hadar to come through.
Ah, fuck.
Alexander, who's your friend?
Oh, this
Did he
is
also spend the night?
Herschel, I swear to God.
that's none of your business, and I would expect you to stay out of my damn personal affairs. No, this is Hadar. I'm assuming you heard the name. This is the Camarilla's, well, one of the Camarilla's Scourge.
Pleasure to meet you.
He kind of half nod bows at Auden, slightly formal, stiff.
That's fine. She does whatever is like the etiquette appropriate. She's been doing her etiquette homework. She knows how to act now.
Yeah, that's good.
Look, one of these unwatched idiots has to be good at etiquette. Alexander's can't always be there to save our ass.
Sid,
Yep.
roll me perception alertness again, but with a 4. DC 4.
Perception alertness. DC 4. Is it hearing?
No.
Okay. 5 successes.
You're looking at Hadar. You recognize Hadar. Well, what is your relationship with the Scourge of the city?
Well, given the fact that I am a lawman's friend, and thus a friend with the sheriff, I figure I probably have like a neutral to good relationship with the Scourge. Like we've probably seen one another a few times, not necessarily work together. But I feel like we wouldn't be complete strangers.
Yes. So you're looking at him, and he walks calmly, silently, absolutely silently into this room, and he's looking at you, but what you're seeing isn't Hadar that you see in front of you. It's a figure in a robe, clean shaven, with an Elvis pompadour, backing out of a room as you proceed to pull the chains loose and wreck shit. Everyone.
Whoa. That was weird. Hey, H.
You walk around the tarp that's been laid out, that Dexter level plastic tarp that's been laid out with Eckhard sitting in a ladder back chair held in place by these black smoke like tendrils, overlooking as the furniture has been moved out of the way, overlooking the East River. Your kind of glances at Eckhard, ignores him. I have a question.
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
Do your next actions intend to cause me problems?
You're gonna have to be a little more precise.
You dealt with a problem the Queen ascribed to you. She granted you this one in compensation, he says, kind of side-eye glaring at Eckhard. Do you intend to make a mess in New York like you did in LA? I need to know in preparations.
You were there then.
It was one of the places I had been. I was not aware that you had no recollection of that event.
I have some recollection now. I don't intend to make a mess like I did last time. This time I'm going to make a targeted mess. I'm going to send a message out that the Tremere are no longer welcome in New York City.
You see this kind of very toothy grin, just like the hint of fang, but the fangs are always there, and it's not like he's bearing them at you. It's this hunter's grin, this look of someone who looks like, ooh, there will be a fight soon, and I'm getting to get to enjoy it. I thought the Justicar had removed the problems of the Tremere. I had only thought that I might have to deal with his kind.
Nope. Apparently this one, and I point to Eckhard, knows of other Tremere lairs, but they put a spell on him. Can't say shit. Something similar happened to Alex and I, and we know how to bypass that.
He kind of looks to evaluate each of you, slowly going from one to the other, his face still with that slight smirk. He kind of, when he gets to Veronique, he kind of like half bows almost. He is much more deferential to her than anyone else in this room.
I mean, same.
And then he gets to Herschel and he kind of quirks an eyebrow. Was not this one bonded to them? Do you not fear his capabilities? Would he not return to their control?
He was bonded to a dead Tremere.
We don't fear him. As Sid said, the bond was broken. It'll wear off in time.
You do not fear him at your back if you go into fear that he will stab you in it.
He is not smart enough for that. I mean, if he was going to do that, he would have done it by now. At this point, Herschel's not a threat. I'm also going to wink at the Scourge.
You're gonna wink at the Scourge. I need somebody to roll. I need somebody to roll me something. Persuasion here. Because he is looking at Herschel like this is a threat to be removed.
Oh, I just want a deadpan stare back at him.
What?
Persuasion of some sort?
Charisma? Something?
Yeah, charisma something. What do you want to roll? Make an argument for me.
I have maxed out love language. Can I roll that?
Gosh.
I mean, I feel like
Politics?
Well,
5? I'm feeling a little bit performance because I a little bit think I'm a little bit putting on an act that Herschel's not a threat because I'm not totally convinced that he's not.
I'd like to use
But, like-
charisma politics and make the argument that I will be held responsible for Herschel.
Cool. Can you roll me charisma politics DC 8?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm not gonna roll. Forget that. You're on your own, Herschel.
Three successes.
3 successes, which is good because that overcomes the negative of Herschel being there.
I'm sure.
He kind of looks to you when you make that argument, so you claim him as yours.
He is one of our coterie, and I will vouch for him.
Then it will be your responsibility if he fails.
Then, if that's the case, I'll do what has to be done. But in the meantime, he's one of ours, and I would expect him to be treated as such, despite any flaws.
He kind of looks at Herschel evaluatingly and then looks back at Alexander and says, despite his many flaws?
Auden's trying not to laugh because she agrees. Also a little bit flirting with the Scourge. She's into it.
Yes. All flaws.
Very well. You have my number. Text me when you know where you are going. I will meet you there.
All right.
Good evening, all. And then he kind of turns and then in flawless French greets Veronique very formally and refers to her as Tribune. And thanks her for her presence and allowing him to continue his duties. And if she has any need merely to reach out, he remembers her friendship and offers it in return. Veronique smiles and then just kind of reclines back in the chair that she was sitting in before, nods and like little hand waves at him as he walks out.
What a suck up.
I don't know.
You don't think that was
charming.
you don't think that was a little much, Auden?
No, I thought it was kind of charming.
Ugh.
Manners are good. You wouldn't know.
What have manners gotten anybody?
Well, they
Kept
kept
us
him
alive.
from murdering you.
There
So
was no
you're
chance of
welcome.
that happening. So what are we doing now? Gonna hunt some Tremere?
Well, no, we have to wait for Rebecca.
Helps if Rebecca gets here.
I mean, we are waiting for Rebecca and there's coffee coming. Ignatius did promise all the coffee. Is there anything else you need? We wish to be good hosts.
From you, no.
Herschel, you're very kind, Veronique.
Oui, c'est vrai. You know, Alexandra, I do know of someone who would be more than happy to help you educate your associate.
Oh, by all means, he could use the education lesson.
Well then, I shall make a list and an appointment for you. But is there anything else you wish to know from this one before Rebecca gets here? I mean,
What is the airspeed velocity of an unladen swallow?
African European. That's a stupid question to ask.
You weren't
Do you-
supposed to ask me. You were supposed to.
Do you know how that's one of the most annoying? I lived in London during the 70s. Trust me, I saw that one so many times. So we wait for Rebecca, we get coffee, lots other good things. Ignatius, and as she turns before any of you hear anything, and you see Ignatius coming in with a like silver coffee set on a tray. And you can smell like the rich Turkish style coffee, very strong, very thick, that's coming wafting from it. You also smell fresh human blood. Refreshment? And you just see her turn to look at Ignatius, and there's this moment of obvious conversation between the two of them that isn't verbalized, and she nods, and Sophia just kind of emerges with her arm hanging over Ignatius from the back shoulder, like resting her head on him from behind, and she waves at Veronique, and she and Ignatius, Sophia and Ignatius walk out of the room.
Veronique and Ignatius are walking out of the room?
Sophia and Ignatius walk out of the room. Veronique is just still sitting in the chair. She's reached over and picked up a coffee cup and is sitting very daintily sipping some. Please. Have some
Thank you kindly. I'm definitely taking some.
coffee or blood? Or both?
Both. Mixed together.
Whose blood is that?
Well, it is a part of Victor is very good at procuring the appropriate things that one needs when one travels. And she begins to sip.
Yeah, I told the children to be careful about what they drink. Especially blood given by other vampires.
Ah, they hadn't learned that lesson yet.
It's not that we haven't learned it. It's just that we learned it the hard way.
Yes, that
Some
is
of
right.
us, the absolute hardest way.
That is d'accord, c'est vrai. You did have that problem, didn't you, Herschel?
Yeah. I'll no thank you for the coffee and blood.
This is merely human.
I'm just gonna go and smell it to make sure.
No, it's human. It's fresh human. Our associate Victor travels with appropriate individuals who volunteer for such services.
Yeah, it's fine.
No drugs, no alcohol, no disease.
No offense, Veronique, but I'll still pass. How do you say it? I appreciate your gesture.
Well then.
Who are you and what have you done with the real Herschel?
I was
don't
gonna
know, but
say,
I
I
like
think
the
that's the
upgrade.
kindest thing I've ever heard come out of his mouth.
I think I like the upgrade.
Or is there some concern that he is not Herschel? Should I evaluate him?
Riot.
No, we're good.
Don't think that will be necessary.
No need to waste your energy on Herschel.
It's not like I'm doing a lot right now. And she kind of just like glances and smirks as Eckhart full body seizes in this chair and looks like he wants to scream but cannot. And it goes on for like maybe 30 seconds and then stops.
So, Virani, tell me a little more about Hadar and how you two know each other.
Hadar appreciates what I do for the council and the tower, and he does a very good job at cleaning messes for certain people.
That's... Have you known him long?
150, yes, about 150 years. Why? Does he interest you?
Sometimes it's just nice to see a face that isn't the same ones you see every day, and, you know.
I wish you luck. Rumor has it he's made an oath of fealty to the Queen and refuses anyone who she does not approve for him.
Oh,
Oh,
that's...
Auden's out.
Herschel!
What? I'm just being practical here.
Practical is very good.
I'm gonna Auden's gonna hold up her phone and like show Herschel his beautiful dating app that she built for the dating account, and she's just gonna hit the delete button and put her phone back down.
That is an interesting way to deal with such problems. Well then, we'll wait for Rebecca.
Yeah.
And she reclines back and begins to drink coffee. Is there anything you would like to do before Rebecca arrives?
Not personally.
No, I don't believe so.
No, but I'm also gonna show Herschel that I had a backup for all this stuff.
Actually, take it back.
And make him apologize before I restore anything.
Alexander will just kind of sly off and just text Queenie.
Ah, you text Queenie. You do not have to share if you do not wish to what you text Queenie.
No, just
Actually,
basically
maybe
that
don't.
I got the phone number.
Okay. I was going to say you don't have to share, but if you want me to know, I can see if you get a response. You do get a response, and it's a whole bunch of like winky face emojis and kissy face emojis, and then like a link for a open table reservation for the next night at oh god, what's it? At a restaurant in Bar 50, not Bar 54. It's Megu. It's a Japanese, very high-end Japanese restaurant on Thomas Street. Full disclosure, one of my favorite Japanese restaurants in the city. If you ever get an opportunity to go, and a question mark for tomorrow night for like 9 o'clock.
I'll text back, certainly. Smile face, and then I'll make forward the link to Elizabeth to make sure reservations are
well, no,
good.
it's just one of those.
She was making.
Yeah.
I gotcha.
You just need to accept the invitation.
Then I will accept.
Cool. So we'll wind the clock forward a little bit. The door opens again. This time there's a slight. Well, Auden, you see Veronique just glance at the door and no. But Auden, you know that Rebecca's here because the music changes.
What am I hearing?
You're hearing something very interesting. You're hearing Billy Joel's New York State of Mind.
That is definitely a change of pace from...
There's still that kind of background violin concerto that's
nice,
nice, and has started to shift to, in Veronique, that started to shift subtly, and you didn't notice it until you heard Billy Joel to kind of give you this comparison of something else, and you realize that it went from like Haydn to Shostakovich. So you went from classical to...
We've like skipped so many eras of music to just get at Shostakovich.
Yeah, and you're just like, okay.
What darkness is Veronique going into that she's bringing out Shostakovich violin music?
I mean...
To be fair, I mean, she's, torturing this proto-Nazi that we have, but...
He's technically Austrian.
He's still a proto-Nazi.
Okay, yeah. Well,
He's a punch in the face.
Yes, but he's not a German nationalist. He's an Austrian nationalist.
Hitler was Austrian too. It didn't make him any better.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but Hitler wanted to be German. At least Eckhart is an Austrian nobleman. He wants the control of the Austria. From everything that you've heard so far, he supports and wants the Austro-Hungarian.
Yeah, well, I player Alyssa know this and appreciate the subtlety and the difference.
Yeah, but Auden doesn't.
Auden don't give a shit. He's just a terrible person. It doesn't matter what flag he flies. He's still gonna die soon.
Exactly. He probably is gonna die soon. And she kind of looks again that same kind of look that she had earlier, that long flowing skirt in a like ice blue with a off the shoulder peasant blouse, white, couple like bracelets and necklaces. Her hair is down still like it was. And she's kind of just wearing like flat sandals, like gladiator flats. Yes, people are started playing Shostakovich and realizing exactly how dark that can be.
Oh, see, I was thinking not just of the Eighth String Quartet, which is a wonderful, fantastic piece, but there is a version where somebody overdubbed the very specific bum bum bums with the Wii music bum bum bums. It's hilarious.
Yeah, that's not what you're getting from Veronique.
Oh, I don't think so, but it's what I'm getting as me.
Rebecca comes in. All right, then, so what do you need?
Oh. Hey. Remember what you did to Alex and I? Get rid of the, magic blockage or something.
Yeah.
I need you to do it to Shitface over here.
And she kind of just turns and looks at this figure tied up, restrained with black, inky, smoke like tentacles to a chair, and Veronique just reclining backwards with a cup and saucer coffee cup, and she puts the cup into her saucer in her left hand, negligently waves, and Rebecca just kind of smile waves back at her. Then she looks at Eckhart again and goes, well, I'm all for okay, do we know what? I kind of need to know who and what, a little bit more detail here, because just breaking all magic could really fuck up things a lot.
We're trying to get a specific information out of him. Location of secret chantries in New York City.
Okay, so do you know who cast the gifts on him? How old it is? Any of that kind of detail?
I'm sure we could ask him.
He wasn't exactly forthcoming with a lot of things,
Well, this small video could help with that, I'm sure.
You just see her smirk, and Eckhart starts to seize again.
And I shoot her a side glance as she does that.
It lasts about 15 seconds and stops. He's breathing heavily now.
All right. Hey, listen up. And I turn to Eckhart. You're gonna tell me who put the geese on you. Well, come on.
He doesn't answer right away. He's silent. You see him still trying to. He looks directly at you, restraining himself, not wanting to give any kind of verbal answer. Let's see. He manages to restrain himself and keep silent. Veronique smirks at that. Just this little glint of even more sadistic pleasure comes into her eyes as she lets his body start to seize again. Lets it go a little bit longer, 35, 40 seconds, lets it stop. Do you continue asking him questions, or?
Yeah, I was thinking, like, if I ask him differently.
But
Yeah,
you ask him again.
I'm gonna ask him again. Yeah, no, I'm not gonna change the question. I'm just gonna, again, say, listen. You know this is not gonna end well for you regardless. So, might as well tell me now, and I might become lenient.
You see, like, Alexander and Herschel, you see over Sid's shoulder, Veronique kind of raise an eyebrow when Sid says he might become lenient, like, Veronique giving the impression is like, well, he might, but I'm certainly not. It's more of a struggle. He's panting now, restrained. He turns to you and says, in German, well, mostly German. It does sound a little different. It doesn't sound a lot like the normal dialect that you heard growing, nothing that you heard in Germany. Sounds a little bit different. There's a slight inflections that are different. There's word choices that are different. Basically, my oath of service to the crown precludes all.
What crown?
He still thinks we're in the Middle Ages.
Well, that's fine. Then he should be well aware of torture. Hit him again.
Ronnie just kind of smiles at that and is like, yeah, sure. And takes another sip of her coffee. I mean, if you know what crown, that could kind of help me a little bit.
He mentioned it earlier. Shit. Fuck, I don't have it in my notes.
I mean, he's a Graf for the Austro-Hungarians.
Yeah. Austro-Hungarian Empire.
The Habsburgs would be who are the crown.
Yeah, but I don't think Sid, unless it was mentioned, Sid's not versed in history.
Perhaps
No.
we should do some history.
I think I'm pretty sure I am.
Yeah, if you want to roll intelligence academics or intelligence politics.
Intelligence politics would be good.
DC 5 if you're going politics.
Okay. Four successes.
You know who the Habsburgs were. As far as you're aware, the Austro-Hungarian Empire was dissolved in the end of World War I in the Treaty of Versailles. You know that their seat of power was in Vienna. You were pretty sure that there was some nominal connection between the Tremere, or a rumor that the Tremere how Chantry in Vienna served at the discretion of the empire, of the emperor. You remember hearing stories that there was a tie that was vaguely somehow not masquerade breaking, but still a little odd between the kind rulership of the Habsburg dynasty and the Tremere Chantry in Vienna.
So does Eckerd seem, I guess, a bit, not to say delirious, just not quite aware of where he's at currently?
No, not at all.
Okay, then I'm going to confirm this by going around behind him and getting next to his ear and speaking in German, that, asking him, does he serve the Empire? Does he serve the Habsburgs? And just to see what his response is.
I always serve. I can't do it right now, sorry. I'm stuck in French. Yeah, das ist gut. Yeah, jawohl. I always serve the Empire. I will always serve the Empire.
It's the Habsburgs.
Habsburg. You just see Rebecca kind of start pouting. It's very weird. And Sid, it's more weird for you now that you watch this. You realize how much of this Valley Girl act Rebecca puts on is slightly jarring with this memory you have of her from history. It's I don't like the Habsburgs.
Well, I hate to be the bearer of bad news.
Ugh. Fine. I mean, I can do it, but it'll be a mess. Do you care about the mess?
I turn to Veronique.
Do you mind if it's a little messy?
That's what the drop cloth is for.
Then, alright.
If anyone is wearing anything of important mystical value, or they have any magical blessings upon them, they might want to move out of the way.
I move out of the way.
As do I.
I stay where I am.
I'm gonna follow Sid and Alexander, even though I don't think I have too much to worry about. I'm already insane.
No, but you are wearing a gift of hers.
Yeah, I'm definitely it's not because Auden realizes that, it's because she's a little bit of a coward.
It's okay.
She needs Dad's protection.
I mean, you just have three very powerful vampires, well, two very powerful vampires, and one you're not quite sure what she is, walking around doing very powerful things. I would hide behind the older vampires. It is not a shame at all to hide behind the older vampires.
Nope. And she is definitely going to do it. She's also going to, as she's close to Alexander, she's like, I'm also sorry about them.
Rebecca walks around behind Eckhard and just kind of takes her fingers and does like this and puts them, or takes 2 fingers from her index and middle finger from both hands and puts them from behind at his temples. I need Herschel didn't move. I need Herschel to roll what is it? I need the other 3 of you to roll willpower at 7. And I need you, Herschel, to roll Dex Dodge at 7. And then willpower at 7.
Three successes.
Okay, so what was the first roll you rolled there?
No successes.
Okay. Oh, that's willpower. Yeah, you're fine.
Oh, no, wait. I did at 6, but it's a 9 and a 10, so... Yeah, just 2 successes.
Okay, so 2 successes for you.
Damn, Herschel, what all did you get?
Herschel has a shit ton of willpower.
Yeah. He maxed willpower. All right, so...
All willpower and nothing else.
Scott, you are fixated and cannot look away as this transformation sort of comes over Rebecca. You see her hair that was that kind of blackish brown curly waves. Remembering, of course, that yeah, Pope, exactly. And you are fixated on her, and you see those black brownish waves start to fade to green, a very dark hunter green, and you are enamored with what you see. You're not obsessed with her. You just are riveted. Alyssa, you also, or Auden also sees this loosing of, color. You see this greenness in her hair, this kind of like her olive toned skin slowly starts to fade to, and washes away, and you see like a darker oak kind of color brown underneath it. Looks like less like a skin tone you would see in the regular world and more like a oak tree without the texturing. And she is absolutely gorgeous. But you can control yourself and look away. You are not riveted or stuck on her. Herschel, your dodge roll with 3 successes, you see as she puts her fingers to Eckhard's face, a bolt of power kind of go through her hands, almost as if she was performing electric shock therapy to somebody's head. And at the same time that you see this happen, you see that radiating shocks as something shatters, something amorphous, or you can't quite figure out what it was. There's nothing physical there, but at the same time, there's these amount of shards that just explode outward. And you manage to duck and cover before you get overwhelmed by them.
Mm-hmm.
You then also see her, again, appearance change, this much more, dark green hair, literal oak brown skin, and you're standing closer to her so you can see these bright blue-green eyes with no iris at all, kind of staring, not focused at all. And you are, I don't know what your emotional response to her is, but she is absolutely stunning. But you are not riveted or overwhelmed by her.
Mm-hmm.
Sid, again, you manage to you see this and manage to kind of like shake your head as you feel a desire to become focused on her. But at the same time, I think you have other things you're worrying about, focus on.
Yeah.
And you would all... It takes a moment as there's like a pop, your ears pop as if the pressure in the building had changed. Roll me perception alertness.
All of us?
Mm-hmm. Anybody who wants to.
Normal level and everything. Normal difficulty, I should say.
Mm-hmm. Normal difficulty. Okay, so...
It's 4 successes for me.
5 successes for me.
2 successes for me.
4 successes for Herschel and Sid. 5 successes for Alexander. 2 for Auden. You would all notice that Rebecca is still sitting perfectly in this like halter top blue with a keyhole jumpsuit with pressed. She's got like that gold belt that she had on, gold earrings, and she still has the cup of coffee in her hand, just sipping it. You would all see that she looks perfectly normal. Didn't have any reaction to what Rebecca just did. Sid and Herschel and Alexander, you would all notice this kind of slight flare of something in front of her just before Rebecca basically did whatever she did. Alexander, you would notice that this slight flare just kind of reflected some of these small little things of whatever pressure shattered. A couple of them bounced off whatever raised right in front of Veronique as she's sitting there sipping coffee. It's a moment to you all realize that all of a sudden Rebecca looks exactly the same. All right, then, like, that should do whatever. And he may or may not, I mean, like, Veronique could totally make him talk, but I don't think he could be, like, function a whole lot by himself anymore. I may have, like, I mean, he was really old and really strong, so I may have, like, effectively given him a lobotomy. But,
A lobotomy? That would be a vampire with a lobotomy. I am very curious what that would be like.
It'd be a mess. That's what I did. So
long as he can still answer our questions.
Oh yeah, no, I mean, like, he can't, like, control him, like, he can't do, like, things for himself anymore. He can still answer, and it's like, were you planning on keeping him alive?
Nah.
Okay, so I don't have to actually plan on how to fix this, right?
Nope.
Absolutely not.
Cool. Well, I have plans. The prince and I are going to the opera, so in about an hour. I need to go get changed, and I'll send you a bill. Bye, Veronique. And she kind of waves as she walks, like, turns and flounces out the door. Alexander, your phone beeps as she walks out the door.
I'll take a peek at it.
It's an email with an attachment.
Is it from Rebecca?
Yes.
was incredibly fast. All right.
With an invoice.
I will forward that on to Elizabeth
Cool.
if she's not already on the email.
She's not.
Oh.
You'll know. And she goes like, very nice. But with Eckhard kind of panting, mostly shattered, the four of you standing around, Veronique sipping her coffee, I think that's where we're going to take a break for the afternoon.
All right, we'll be back in a couple minutes. Stick around, everyone. We'll might finally get to know where the fucking Tremere Chantries are. Hey, be right back in a couple of minutes. we're back, everyone.
Hello, all. We are back. We are refreshed. We have, well, Alexander has a bill from Rebecca that you didn't even look at.
I'm used to these things by now.
True.
Also, 5 dots of resources. What's the point of looking at a bill?
Exactly.
No matter what she charges, it's not gonna like bankrupt him.
Look, I'm supporting small business, okay?
You're assuming it's financial.
Wait a minute.
Ah,
What
looks
does that
like
mean?
looks like Alex suddenly got married to Rebecca.
No, she didn't.
Alexander, back off. That's the prince's woman.
Also assuming some things, but you know.
Right?
But Veronique looks at you, Sid, and goes, "So, do you have any more questions for him?"
Well, yeah. Need to know where the fucking Chantries are.
His eyes are lolling back. He looks either, to your eyes, Sid, either really, really stoned or just like out of it. He's lights on, but barely anyone's home. And he begins reciting addresses.
Oh shit. Someone note that down.
Autumn's typing on her phone in like the notes app. Wait, did you say a 3 in that last one? What was the last one he said? He was just listing addresses.
He's just listing addresses. He gets to 5 or 6. He starts doing. Oops, wrong thing. Here we are. On the map. On the map of New York. I need a little freehand. I need to do the thing where the thing. It's not sliding. You would realize very quickly that he is mentioning certain placations, and you're like, if those locations are correct, there are quite a few further places where.
What the hell? We're at 11 now.
Uh-huh. Hold on, I gotta go up. Because...
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
They're surrounding Manhattan.
At least we don't have to go to Staten Island. I'm just gonna throw that out there. We're not going to Staten Island.
That's the main thing.
Because let's face it, we weren't gonna go to Staten Island.
I mean, was anybody gonna go to Staten Island?
No.
Not if we can help it.
For those of you looking on at home, there's one at 181st Street, one at 140th, one, and that's the top of Central Park, so that's 6th Avenue. The 6 train stop at 125th Street, the Grand Central Station, Bryant Park, Times Square, Lincoln Center, Franklin Street Station, World Trade Center, South Ferry, City Hall. Well, it's only 10. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4,
It's 10
5,
too
6,
many.
7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh, and the middle of Central Park, right at the lake. At 86th, roughly 86th Street.
That is,
That is
a
a lot of
chantries.
chantries, yeah.
He continues talking
No.
and giving out chantries.
There are
DC,
even more? Oh, okay.
Boston, LA, Chicago, Atlanta. None in London, interestingly enough. Well, that's actually not really a surprise if you know certain things. Dublin, Paris, Nice, Berlin, Florence, Vienna, Budapest.
Okay, that's a whole lot of places that we don't care about.
Well, we have 11 in the city.
We might not
12.
care
There are
about
12 in the city.
12 in the city.
Valuable information to have. Auden, be it all and send me that list you have.
Mm-hmm. Just copy it over and send it in an email.
We can always. The other cities can fare for themselves. We have to look out for New York first.
Well, certainly. I'm just being an entrepreneur is all.
We can't hit all 12 of them.
No, we would be lucky to hit one of them.
My biggest problem is we don't know who's in there. We don't know if they're protected. Actually, my other concern is how can there be so many chantries that the Justica are overlooked?
Are we sure it's all of them that are connected?
Or the fact that these are the ones that they really wanted to hide, so they leave a few to the Justica to find to make them think they've, wiped everything out if they had to.
Hmm.
Are we not sure that should we call the prince? This seems, I won't lie, a little bit over our heads.
Yeah.
I mean, weren't we just tasked to get to the bottom of this, not actually solve it?
Yeah, I think we've done more than our fair share.
That's true.
And
I do believe contacting the prince would be a very good idea.
Yeah,
That
but the
way
prince
she
at the
could-
opera with her girlfriend.
Oh, that's very true. But she could handle this and then
yeah, I
not
don't,
get the Justicar involved again.
as much as I hate to interrupt such a darling pairing, I think we need to I think the curtain needs to fall on the opera, and we need to tell the prince right away. She's just looking at Alexander like, your dad.
I
My
figured.
baby.
As the most charismatic person here, I guess I'll call the prince.
It's not like Auden hasn't tried to earn good graces with the prince, but this is like...
I
this
feel
is
like
not
it's something
about-
Alexander should do.
Yeah, this is not her trying to, up her profile or something. This is serious shit. Princess Carolyn.
You guys don't know what you're asking of Alexander.
You want me to call her?
Auden's gonna put on the puppy dog
I will
act
certainly
smile.
do it. It's just he's very hesitant because he's interrupting the prince.
If you want, I can take the bullet.
Worst case scenario,
Right.
you'll probably just talk to her assistant.
That is true. You're implying that I would actually be able to reach her.
I mean, Sid does have her cell phone number.
Yeah.
Yep,
Absolute worst, you'll get shot out of a cannon. So
that's very true. I've never been shot out of a cannon before, so
No time like the present to try.
I will forward the list to the number first and then place a call.
You hear it ring once, twice. It clicks on. You can hear that it is a open space. It sounds like you're on speaker. I am engaged presently. What is it, Alexander?
Shit, congratulations on the engagement.
My ship, it sails.
Not that way, but sure.
Do pardon the interruption. I am very well aware of your being preoccupied, but I did forward you a list of addresses. These are, well, am I on speakerphone?
Yes. Sandor carries the phone.
I understand. However, this might not be something we want out loud. Are you isolated enough that we could speak freely?
There is currently no one in the Met at all but me and Sandor and Rebecca. Hi, Rebecca. Say hi, Rebecca. Hey, Alexander. Did you get my bill?
Yes, it's being taken care of.
So we are quite prepared to hear whatever you think is important, Alexander.
The list of addresses that I just sent you are, well, let's just say we've broken Mr. Stein, if Rebecca hasn't made you aware already. We have reason to believe these 12 sites are the chantries.
Okay, so I thank you. Is there anything else you wish to share with us?
At this time, no. I think that should be everything. We just wanted to make you aware so that you could handle these in whatever way you see fit, and we don't need to get the Just Car involved. That is, of course, unless you wish to get the Just Car involved.
I have a scourge for a reason.
Very well. Should I also forward this on to the Scourge?
Yes. Forward it to Hadar.
All right.
Astrid is occupied with other matters.
Very
Someone informed me that there were Inquisition hunters in my city.
Yes, that is reason to believe that. Ran into some of those.
Well then, Astrid is dealing with that problem. Don't become a problem, Alexander.
Wouldn't dream of it, Prince. Do enjoy your opera.
It's Rigoletto. I enjoy Rigoletto. And the phone clicks off.
All right. And I will forward that list to Hadar.
You get a immediate text response thanking you. And a secondary request to merely ensure that there are no other holes that they could possibly crawling out of, like cockroaches.
And I'll just reply back that this is all the information we've received.
Very well. Pleasant night. And he signs off. Phone goes dead. And you look up from the phone and you realize that Veronique is just smiling as Eckhart is twitching in this chair. And you realize that the entire time you've been engaged with talking to the prince and dealing with these things, Veronique has just been letting Eckhart seize.
Well, I think we're done.
So do we kill your sire, is what I'm hearing?
I never thought it would happen that way. I actually don't know how it would happen.
Well, I mean, I didn't think we'd take care of my sire the way we did, but it was certainly satisfying. This is what you wanted, Sid, so have at it.
Yeah.
I mean, at this point, it's almost a mercy killing.
Not just for him, but for all of society.
I mean, do you desire property or title, Monsieur Zimmerman?
My.
The good Graf is a Waldenstein, no? And you are his only child.
Well, as far as I know.
You are his only child.
We could ask him if there's more.
Sid, are you about to get a lot of inheritance, basically, is what I'm hearing?
Easy on.
What's that for, Herschel? I'm just saying, it's not like it wouldn't hurt to have a castle to go to. Is there a castle?
Yeah, but what kind of a castle do you think this guy actually owns?
Decorations can be changed.
My thing
Memories
is
and the walls can't.
I'm not well versed in politics and all that shit. Alex, what do you think? Is a title bequeathed under duress valid?
I mean, if you would be considered his only, then yes, everything should revert to you.
But he has to have a will or some shit.
I mean, there are enough of us here to act as
Witnesses?
witness so that we could do so.
I'm not interested in titles, but sure, if it comes for free. It's just gravy at this point. Ooh, I do wonder about something.
Alright. What are you wondering?
Oh no, that's out of game. How much of the apartment is covered by the tarp?
Right now, they've moved all of the furniture out of this front room, and again, it's this, penthouse suite in the hotel that over with these large bay picture windows that overlooks the East River, and where the couches were that looked out on this parquet wood floor hardwood floor, not parquet, big wood beam hardwood floor. There are plastic going all of it, and the chair kind of sitting in the middle. And the only other piece of furniture in here is the chair that Veronique is sitting in.
Okay, I just need to check one thing. Real quick, give me 2 seconds. Oh shit. Yep, okay. I'm going to be creative and very gory.
Content warning for Sid making a mess. This is officially your content warning for Sid making a giant mess.
I'll see you all in a few minutes. And I will burn a blood point to activate mist form.
Oh, I know where this is going.
Wait a minute. I think I know where this is going.
We all know where this is going.
And
Sure, you activate your blood point.
Yeah.
Your mist phone.
Oh.
I turn into mist.
He's gonna Ant-Man Thanos. Isn't
And
he?
as he does this, Alexander leaves the room.
I enter. I was gonna say Ezekon. I enter Eckhart through his nose and mouth, and make my way into his lungs.
Yes.
And it doesn't say anything about how you, like, become physical again. Like, there's no length of time. Like, it takes 3 turns to turn into mist, but it doesn't take 3 turns to get back into normal, so I assume it's pretty much instantaneous.
Yep, I can rule that this is instantaneous. Yep. Mm-hmm.
So while I'm inside his lungs, I will turn back into myself and explode my sire from the inside.
Cool. Cool.
I am reborn in a shower of gore and blood.
And ash.
Ah! I've always wanted to try this. Oh, where's Alex?
Alex is hiding.
Yeah, he left the room.
Not hiding, just avoiding the bloodshed.
Auden and Herschel. Auden and Herschel, could you roll me a dex dodge, please?
What if I just want to be covered in it?
No.
If you want to be covered in Eckhart's
Grandpappy's juice.
dust, covered in dust.
Little bits of Grandpappy all over your face.
Okay, it's Dex Dodge, right?
Dex dodge. Yep.
Where I die on this.
Dex dodge.
I got 1 success.
You manage to you realize what's happening, and then turn around and put your hands over your head so you don't get your face covered, but there's still a shower of dust.
Herschel, are you just flash dancing through this whole thing? Just letting it all
ready
hang
for
out?
Oh, yeah, I'm just picturing Herschel on a chair, pulling the chain in the water, except it's blood.
Yep.
It starts as blood, but very, very quickly turns into ash because he's of an age that he's just going to become ash. And Veronique, again, doesn't really move from her chair, kind of puts the cup and saucer in her left hand and is letting it rest on the arm of the chair. Raises an eyebrow at this. Also, absolutely pristine. When this is done, and kind of raises an eyebrow at you, Sid, and says, you are going to clean this up, right?
Send me a bill.
Oh,
Yes,
that's what
send
becoming.
the bill to Herschel. Send the bill to Herschel.
Yeah, I'll have this place clean, don't worry.
Good. And she kind of glances off, smirks a little, and glances back to you. Uncrosses her legs and stands up on these, heeled sandals. Well then, I believe it is time for you to go. I have other appointments. I must deal with Jessica. Are you going to share that information with other parties, Alexandra?
And I'll make my way back into the room. I've only shared the 12 that are in New York with the Scourge, per the prince's request. The others I'll hang on to for safekeeping.
24 hours. What is your timeline?
24 hours?
Before I start making phone calls.
Wait, for what?
I'm assuming to let the other areas know that they have other Chimere chantries.
Yes, but these aren't just chantries, are they? They are full of abominations.
Probably.
More than likely.
That is a threat to our whole existence. And the masquerade.
You are correct. Go ahead, disperse the list.
As I said, you have 24 hours before I begin to do so.
Very well.
Whatever financial benefit you make for yourself, remember my kindness. A bientôt.
What?
It's time for us to leave.
Yeah.
With
A pleasure, as
pleasure.
always, Vernie. Thank you for your hospitality.
You are a pleasure to have, Odin. Herschel is improving. Could definitely still use some manners, but he is improving.
This place sucks.
There we are.
I'm just gonna elbow Herschel as we walk out. Do you have to embarrass us in front of everybody?
I didn't embarrass you. Like, speaking
Yeah, you
my...
did.
How is that embarrassing?
Because you don't say shit like that to people.
Honesty is always the best way.
It is not always the best way.
100%.
You want us to be 100% honest with you at all times?
By all means.
You smell ungodly all the time. You are the absolute worst.
That's it.
No, but I gotta have my own game too. Do you really want all of the years of bullshit that I have on you? Do you really want to hear it all?
I mean,
Children, let's leave
He
Miss
started it.
Montbéliard in peace.
all right. Tis Novarodin.
She's just gonna text him a whole list of grievances, and it's just a wall of text 5 pages long.
How many times do you repeat, and you sold me out to my shithead sire?
At least once every 15 lines.
I obviously don't read it. Just swipe it off.
Fine.
You leave the hotel. your very Russian driver is waiting for you in the underground parking lot. He didn't leave from when Herschel and Sid and Auden arrived with the unconscious form of Eckhard. You make your way back to the brownstone. What would you like to do?
Shower.
Find out who the hell broke this mirror.
Oh yeah, Alex. We have a new roommate,
Yeah, have you met Lance?
Lewis.
Lewis.
Oh,
Who's
Lawrence.
Lance?
quite.
And she's
Aware.
just going to gesture at the ghost vaguely. That guy, the intern.
Oh, he's been relegated to the basement primarily.
Oh,
No.
Not allowed to go above the second floor.
oh, that's
Oh, yes, he's
Wonderful.
under direct instruction. Took them quite well, actually.
Yeah, he does that.
yeah. Luke's a good intern.
Hmm.
Anyway, going to shower. Bye bye.
Wait, so are we supposed to take out these chantries, or are we just reporting them and wiping our hands clean?
Well, the 12 in New York have been reported, and I'll leave that up to the prince to decide what we do with them. I mean, if you want to volunteer services, I'm sure the prince wouldn't mind.
Not even in the slightest.
That's what I thought.
Oh, I don't see you asking any questions, Auden.
I'm satisfied right
What are you
now.
gonna do? Just stand outside one of them and just take a selfie of it?
She's just gonna punch Herschel in the face. But before she said, "Well, you said honesty was the best policy."
I've been hit harder than that.
I still have the control of your dating app profiles.
Yeah, speaking of that, you know, it's been like however long. I can't be that ugly.
Have you seen yourself lately?
I look rather dashing with this new gray grandpa dust hue on me. Distinguished. There has to be
Yeah.
somebody into this.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think I'm gonna connect you to them though. I'm gonna do these women a favor.
All right. What do you want, Auden? What could I possibly do for you?
I think right now this is the best moment I have. It's just a promise of a favor.
Interesting. Okay. Wow. Lewis, did you ever find the Spectre in our electricity?
No, but I'm looking.
Yeah, all right. Just keep looking.
Also, did you know that there's a very upset gentleman in your, well, two upset, there's the upset gentleman in one of the bedrooms, and then there's a very angry, not angry man dog thing in the other bedroom.
Man dog thing. Did we?
I should
Bring-
go see him.
Are you even out of the shower? at this
Ah,
point?
shit. No, that's true.
Man dog thing, huh? So
It sounds.
you have
It sounds
Tibbs in the
like,
basement or something?
it sounds like Sid's got a.
Well, there's Tibbs in one of your back rooms. He's kind of upset at the moment. But there is also that formerly frenzied gangrel in one of the bedrooms downstairs, too.
That sounds like Sid
Um,
problems. Both of
Lewis-
those are Sid problems.
Lewis, let's just
Yeah.
go to the basement.
Yeah,
It's-
these are
they can handle
Sid
this.
problems.
Yep. I'm
Who-
just gonna go upstairs and take a night of peace.
Yeah.
Perhaps that Queenie is not here. Just hum to herself a little bit.
on the way back to my floor, I will stop by the bathroom and let Sid know that, according to the ghost in the house, that there's a bit of a problem in the basement he should attend to when he's done.
Cool. How long does Sid take in the shower? And more importantly, everyone needs to know, does Sid sing in the shower?
Nah. And he takes as little time as possible. I mean, he, time in the army taught him that you don't waste time in the shower. You do your thing and you get out.
So very quickly, you are out of the shower. And where do you go after you hear Alexander's comment about dealing with the guests in the lower level?
Yeah, I'm gonna go check on Alexander. Hey, what you doing?
I'm trying to see what I can gain out of this information regarding these chantries.
Oh, alright.
I forwarded the list on to Elizabeth so that she could reach out to a few of the contacts in those cities that we have and see if there's anyone willing to pay for that information before it gets released out. By the way, what's going on with our guest in the house?
Which one? Lewis?
No, I'm aware of that one. Tibbs? Is Tibbs in the house?
Oh, fuck. I go check on Tibbs.
He has come around by this point. Sign of subvocally growling and pacing in the room. That you here we go. Left him in here. The back bedroom that opens out into the garden.
Mm-hmm.
And the front bedroom has your other guest.
Yeah, I'll go to his room.
He's pacing, kind of subvocally growling. You could definitely hear him, but he kind of like tracks you the minute.
Hey, Tibbs.
Thank you, I guess.
So, just so you know, we're not holding you prisoner or anything.
Good.
You can go if you want. I think you should go. This not a good idea to keep a werewolf here.
I agree.
Yeah.
Pleasure.
Oh, hey. If you want to get revenge on those that did that to you, there's a place in Central Park that you might want to hit.
You found a bastion of the Church's Inquisition in Central Park. Intriguing.
No. A hidden vampire hideout.
I'm confused. What is the connection? hunters grabbed me and seem to be making themselves at home in New York.
There's gonna be a lot more hunters on our tail because of all these new vampires coming along.
New vampires?
It's a bit complicated, but let's just say that someone found a way to engineer vampires.
That seems unwise and disgusting.
Yep. Just... we're putting an end to it.
Very well. Give me an address. I'll have some people there.
I give him the address of the location of the one in Central Park.
He doesn't even nod at you. He just kind of curtly walks out at that afterwards.
Good.
You are down to one less house guest.
Yeah. Yay.
Alexander is visibly excited at this.
What would you like to do?
So, did the prince tell you anything, Alex?
Well, she basically said she was at the opera. She'll deal with this and to fuck off, basically. I mean, to put it in paraphrasing.
So our job is done.
Well, for now, our job is done. I don't know what she plans on doing or whether or not it will involve us, but for now, then, we're merely the messenger.
Oh, do you want to hit one of those locations, see what's there?
I figured we might as well. They can't hit them all at once. Any preference?
Well, night's almost over.
It is quite late by this point.
I'd say let's take, let's hit one of the closest tomorrow. How about that?
Sounds fine. Let's see if we can't have someone take an eye or keep an eye on the place while we're asleep.
Well, I have the dog.
Yes. Who's the other house guest we have?
Nobody else. Just the Lewis and Tibbs were here.
Fantastic.
At which point you hear a slight howling coming from somewhere else in the house.
I'm gonna follow the sound to where it is. I assume my dog is in trouble.
Your dog is howling at the door of the front bedroom on the garden level. And kind of scratching at it.
I'm going to open the door and check.
Can you roll me a dex dodge?
Ah, god damn it. Adding celerity. What's the difficulty?
6.
5. Roll 20 is lagging, so I don't know if I got something more. Yeah, just 5 successes.
With 5 successes, you manage to just slightly like pivot out of the way as a figure tries to pounce on you. Not running out the door yet, but kind of like trying to pounce on you and bite your neck.
Wait. The giant ass dog?
Man thing? Yeah.
I forgot about him.
You forgot about the frenzied gangrel in the front room.
You have to stop bringing in everyone.
Shit! Come on, calm down. Calm the fuck down.
Alexander, what did you do when you heard this howling of the dog?
This is out. Where
Well, you heard Sid's dog howling.
Right.
What did you do then? After Sid ran downstairs after the dog.
I'd follow Sid downstairs.
You would see a very monstrous looking humanoid dog thing trying to bite Sid in the neck.
I will grab a handful of blood bags from the fridge and take them out to where Sid is. And
You run upstairs, having this brilliant idea in your head. You open the door to the fridge and realize it's empty.
Yeah, your girlfriend emptied out the whole fucking fridge.
She took everything.
all right. That's awesome.
That's not the only thing. I mean, Ravnos. So, what do you do?
I'm going to run up and see if I can pull this thing off of Sid because we have no blood to offer it.
Okay, so roll me strength athletics to try and or strength brawling, your choice.
Let's go strength athletics. That one I might have a chance at here.
It is very focused on Sid, so we'll just say 6. Just 6.
You act like that's gonna help.
I can only do so much.
Oh.
With 2 successes, you manage to grab hold of this creature that you are almost positive is a fully frenzied gangrel. And you have hold of it, but you can't pull it away from Sid yet.
All right.
Sid, what are you going to do? And this is not quiet. Auden, Herschel, what are you doing when Sid, you hear the dog howling and then the sounds of struggle in the house?
I think I'd want to know what's wrong with our dog. I'm more concerned about the dog. But, you know, that also looks like something that maybe I should help with, but I don't really have a whole lot of physicality, you know.
I look at Lewis and go, Lewis, will you go see what's going on?
I get to help. And he kind of goes and runs up the stairs.
No, Lewis, you can just... Yeah.
And he gets to you see him run up the stairs. And he comes back down. And he's like, if a ghost could be pale, he looks your scary mean man dog thing the mean man dog thing is trying to eat Sid.
Does it look like they have it under control?
Does it look like I have it under control?
Lewis does not think you have it under control.
All right. And I'll like sluggishly like make my way up the stairs.
So as you come up the stairs and Auden, you come down the stairs, you would both see this image of Alexander, this tall 6'3", 6'4", blonde, styled suit. You've taken the jacket off by this point, do the whole roll the sleeves up, trying and struggling to grapple with this frenzied, demonic looking man, dog, humanoid thing that's trying to bite and claw at Sid, who, is this shorter, 5'9", 5'10", Jewish looking Liv Shriver, in slacks and a shirt, trying to hold off the demonic looking man dog thing.
I think we're gonna have to put Old Yeller down.
You wanna kill him?
How do you want us to do that?
We need to restrain him somehow. I don't think it's their fault.
Auden, find something to stake him with.
I'm just gonna go to the kitchen and grab something. I don't know. Whatever the nearest, sharpest object is.
So the knives from the knife block?
Yeah, whatever the biggest, most comically Sweeney Todd looking one is.
So you have a giant chef's knife that you come running down the stairs with. Herschel, what are you doing?
What do you mean to do, Sid?
Help me restrain. So I'm under the creature, right?
Yeah, I mean, you're still standing up.
Right? Oh, okay, I'm
He
still
hasn't
standing.
pinned you.
I thought I was pinned.
No, he hasn't pinned you.
Okay, help me push him back into the room.
All right. I roll up my sleeves to reveal my really tiny arms.
Yeah, well.
So both of you, or Sid, could you roll me dex brawling or strength brawling? No, this is strength. Strength brawling. You'll get 2 extra die, one from Alexander helping, one from Herschel helping, and your DC is 6.
But what do you want me to roll again? Strength and?
Strength brawling.
Brawling.
Or athletics, your choice on how you wish to.
No, brawling is better. What's the difficulty?
6, and you get to add 2 extra die because you have 2 people helping you.
Just 3 successes.
You manage to, strong arm this figure back into the room. You're now no longer in the hallway, so you have more room to move. You're not, shoved up against a wall. You're in this bedroom. By this point, Auden, you have come back down with a giant chef's knife.
Yep. I am, I'm just gonna be like, I hope this works, and try to stab the frenzied guy.
It's just...
I think at this point, let's just put him back in the room.
I look at...
Oh, no, too late. I'm going stabby.
Oh, no.
You asked me to do a thing. I'm doing the thing.
With a
Clearly
stake.
asked you to stake him, not stab him.
I had what I had at the time that I had it.
Mental note, Auden does not do well under pressure.
No! I thought we made that clear.
So roll me strength brawling or melee. Strength melee.
Oh,
You try and stab someone, this frenzied gangrel.
strength melee. You know what's great is I have 1 dot in each of those, so it's not great. Where the hell is there's melee? All right, here we go.
Oh.
And a 10 to boot.
It's just one success.
The still frenzied creature is moving around so quickly you can't see him. You're not sure. But Sid is still, like, you're effectively, for mechanics purposes, grappled with him. And, you, like, cut, like, the hair off its arm. Which you see Sid would see because its face is all up in yours trying to bite you. You see it twitch and start to sniff. And then turn its head and see Auden and tries to go for Auden.
This is not my strong suit.
Yeah, I will try to punch him under the jaw. Like, uppercut him, try to knock him off their feet.
Okay. Strength brawling, because you're hitting him. Them. It. She. You're not sure.
3 successes.
3 successes, you hit them hard. Go ahead and what do you have for damage on that? It's strength plus...
I think that counts as a heavy punch.
Yes, it does.
So, whoops, I skipped a page. Damage.
It's strength plus...
I have it here. Bite, block, claw, cinch, blop, 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 blop. I figure it would count like as a tackle, I guess, because I want to knock him.
Yeah, let's go with tackle.
So it's strength plus 1.
Yeah.
So that would be 4 points of bashing damage.
You send them flying back, and they just knock the wind out of them. They're slowly getting up, but they're much slower, and you can see. If you were watching this, you would definitely feel like somebody just got a severe concussion. They're loopy and moving very slowly. Herschel and Alexander, what would you like to do?
Or like a wooden chair or desk or something in the room?
There is a very nice wooden chair seated at a vanity in front, seated in, at a desk in the corner of the room.
You want the knife to hack at it?
No, I want to just take the chair and try to break a leg off of it.
Yeah, it's a chair. You're a vampire. You can break the leg off the chair.
And then I want to hand the steak to Sid. Here
I'm
you
just
go,
glad
Sid.
you said
You're probably
Sid.
better with this.
And what are you doing, Alexander?
I mean, I figured, yeah, let's stake him. I mean, I'm gonna make sure that Auden is okay and tell her to vacate the room,
I'm not gonna vacate.
or at least get behind Sid and myself.
Does daughter hide behind dad's?
Daughter hides behind dad.
Daughter hides behind dad.
Daughter is not good at fighting.
It's fine. Daughter doesn't
Once
have to be...
again, I'm baby.
I will break a leg off of the chair as well.
Okay, so Sid and Alexander both have stakes.
Okay, before I do that,
Mm-hmm.
I am going to try to pull them out of frenzy with cowing the beast.
Okay.
So if I have 3 or more successes, the vampire may roll again to pull herself out of frenzy.
Mm-hmm.
Manip plus empathy. Great. A 3 successes.
Ooh. I now get to roll willpower to pull out a frenzy.
If you don't want to get staked again, just calm down. You're safe now.
They track you and start, like, lulling slowly.
All right.
They're calming down.
And I'll drop the stake as I see they're calming down.
Mm-hmm.
I'm picking up the stake. I don't trust any of this anymore.
And they slowly start to blink
Good.
and
Good. Go to sleep.
fall asleep. You see, Sid, slowly the more animalistic features start to recede, but it's very slow.
All right.
At which point Lewis just kind of pokes his head around and goes, "Yay! You did it!"
Oh, hey, Lewis.
Can we exercise him?
No.
Why not?
No, Herschel said I could stay.
Herschel, maybe that's the kindness I ask out of you.
What?
Get rid of your intern.
He's
Okay.
useful.
And you just kind of see him.
No.
No,
Smile.
No, he actually was.
Yeah, I scared them real good, didn't I? I went, "Ah!" And they were very scared.
I'm texting Herschel at this point. I'm like, are you sure you actually like this guy?
Yes.
We'll call a truce if you can get rid of him.
No, Lewis is actually I actually owe him a favor. So
It's okay, Odin. He's under direct instructions not to go above the second floor.
Great. Awesome. Wow.
Okay. Yay!
Lance, why don't you go fuck off and be quiet?
Who's Lance?
You, nerd, fuck off and be quiet.
You just see him kind of go, that kind of like human puppy dog eyes look, but he leaves.
I don't know why just go back into the building. It's okay.
So you have a new pet, Sid. Congratulations.
They're not a pet.
No, and we should probably feed them so they don't lose their shit again.
With what? Your new girlfriend ate everything.
I'm aware of this now, and I will address it. In the meantime, let me text Elizabeth.
I already did. She hasn't brought anything.
Well, it's because you text her, not me.
That's why I don't like it.
Together.
There's a reason.
On's just gonna pout.
And I will text Queenie about the clearing of the fridge. Not cool.
I was hungry. It was a workout. Smirk.
So really, this is all Alexander's fault.
In a way. Anyway, let's I need help to put them back in the bed.
Yeah, good luck with that. On's going back upstairs.
Should we like tie him up, chain him down, something?
I think we'll be fine until they wake up tomorrow. It should be alright in the meantime. And I'll help Sid get him back into bed.
All right.
So you get your new guest back on the bed. Auden retreats upstairs. Lewis is kind of still looking around at all of the electronics, trying to find the ghost in the wiring. And I think on that, we're going to end it for today.
All right.
So we doing okay?
Yee.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we good.
Next week, we're gonna hit the Chantry. And probably talk to that gangrel.
You also have a shit ton of books in your office.
What's with the books?
Yeah, I should check them out.
What, did you like buy a library or something?
Oh, yeah.
Also, don't forget we're getting a castle now because you have a title.
Alex, we stole a bunch of books from,
Wait, are you Sir Zimmerman now? Lord Zimmerman?
I don't
Raph.
know.
I don't know.
don't really care.
No, this is important. We want the castle.
You wanna go live in Europe?
Yeah, obviously. Artist. I want to go to Europe.
Kids.
Nope, I want to stay right here.
Cool. I want to go where the castle is. It's away from Herschel.
There's a castle in Central Park. You can claim it as your own if you want.
But Vienna. City of music.
Vienna, capital of the Tremere.
This is true.
I have no qualms with them. I'm not the one that got blood bonded to one.
That was pretty voluntary, I'm gonna be honest.
I'm also not an idiot, so I think I'll be fine.
We'll see about that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. All of that is special, but yes, no, there are a bunch of books from the
When we pilfered,
Eckhart's-
yeah.
Eckhart's hideout that they took.
It was more important to deal with Eckhart first.
All true. I'm just saying, you have them.
Yeah, as probably as we go to bed, like Herschel will probably like take one of the books as like nighttime reading.
Okay. All right. But that's where we're going to end for today. Finale is next week.
Yes, indeed. Thank you, everyone, for coming. Thank you for the follows. Thank you for the hosts. Thank you for the donations. Thank you to all of you watching on YouTube. It's always greatly appreciated to know that we have fans on the other platform. I am Simon at Wondering DM. This is our channel. We'll be back on Monday for the premiere of our short campaign of Legacy: Life Among the Ruins, as we explore a post-apocalyptic Earth and try to rebuild civilization. Then on Tuesday, we will be back with Witcher, the TTRPG, with the introduction of our last players. And then on Wednesday, there won't be a Stranger House this week. I'll see what we'll do on Wednesday. And then on Friday, we're going to be back with our regularly scheduled Cyberpunk Red game. And next Saturday, of course, is the finale to Vampire. That said, I'll pass the mic around to the rest of the cast and crew. Let us know where we can find you, what you have going on, and we'll start with Scott.
Hey, that's me. Wow. Hey everybody, Scott here. At Berserker_Rage on Twitch and Twitter. You can catch me here on Saturdays for the meantime. Definitely tune in next week for the finale. That's gonna be exciting and fun, and hopefully we don't die. I mean, maybe Herschel.
Maybe. And next is Quentin.
Yeah, Herschel in game, Thragging and chatting on Twitter. You could find me next Saturday here for this super hype show where we, I don't know, do something with the Tremere, fight them, you know, fall in love with them, something. You know, who knows? There's a lot of stuff.
Boil
that
and
could
mash
happen.
and put them in a stew.
There's a lot of stuff that could happen next week, so everybody should totally tune in for that. And that's it. I'll pass it along to Odd.
Wherever I'm at, I'm Xander Slamilton, pretty much. You can find me here for the finale. I'm actually very sad to be done playing the super pretentious, not great at fighting on St. James. It's been a lot of fun, so thanks, y'all.
And last but certainly not least is our storyteller, Deirdre.
Well, I'm glad we've all enjoyed this story so far. Let's see how the ending goes to this chapter of the Chronicle of the City of New York next week. But as for me, I'm at Deirdre Dunlin on Twitter or Praxagora Thesmiophoria around on Twitch. And you can find me on my channel on every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday morning. We do classics on Twitch, live dramatic readings of classical plays, Shakespeare, Euripides, Sophocles. Tuesday is Phaedra by Jean Racine. Then we're going to be doing a trilogy of Roman history as viewed through the lens of William Shakespeare. Wednesday is Coriolanus, which I think somebody on this channel in this group of people might be joining.
Oh yeah, that's me. I completely forgot that I said yes to that. Yes, I will be part of Coriolanus.
Yes, Wednesday is Coriolanus, Thursday is Julius Caesar, and Friday is Antony and Cleopatra. And then back here, Saturday for some Vampire Masquerade Nightfall. You can also find me on Monday playing in that Legacy game, which is a dope idea. I can't wait for Wednesday over on Tales from the Grim for some Witcher Family of Wraiths. But that will be our penultimate episode for season 1 of that game. There's some juicy things happening. I can't wait. Then back here on Friday for some Cyberpunk. Like I said, check my Twitter because I always post where I'm going to be, and I cannot wait to come and see where this story goes, how it ends. At least this portion of it.
And again, thank you so much everyone for coming. We will see you again next week.